Well, I'm sure this will go exactly as planned. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're starting our roundup of clips with some python handling gone wrong. But is there more to this than meets the eye? Oh man. That was a reticulated python, and reticulated pythons have what you could describe as distally recurved teeth. Distal means towards the back of the mouth, mesial means towards the front, and they're distally recurved, so when something goes in, they're like little grappling hooks and they stop it coming back out and they can just walk food into their gullet nicely. The problem is that that snake wasn't biting. It wrapped his arm, and then when he's swinging it around, you can see that the head is free. The head isn't biting. So, did he panic when it started to wrap him? Did he swing around so fast it couldn't get a bite on him? I've never seen that before with a reticulated python. Or is this clip a stunt to get attention? Do they know exactly what they're doing? Is this all an act? I mean, panic, I guess you could panic, but in this instance, I'm really a little bit suspicious of this clip. That was interesting because it shows just how easily you can be bitten by a rattlesnake. Sometimes in suburban areas they find really nice hiding places around your home, and sometimes they strike because they think your foot might be a predator or something, and it's hard to avoid. It's a shame because this is how conflict happens. Wow. I'll show you the part that freaks me out about that clip. It's that the leopard jumps in, attacks a guy, and then you see the leopard walking afterwards, and his body language looks quite calm. He really is pretty relaxed about attacking humans. He's got no fear whatsoever.
G'day. ABC Darwin has posted this video of a parent with their children at Cahill's Crossing, recklessly close to the water. I want to point out a few things in this video. For one, that crocodile isn't after those kids. There's a fella that's caught a fish, and that crocodile's honed in on the fish. That doesn't take away from the fact that this is unbelievably irresponsible of these parents to be on the crossing at all, let alone with children. That crocodile, although it wasn't after the kids, was in a feeding mode, and it would be very, very easy for that crocodile to switch its gaze and go after those children. If one of them was to fall and trip, present itself as a target, before anyone could do anything about it, that crocodile would launch out of the water, grab one of those kids, and be gone.
Pretty much exactly what I was thinking. I really couldn't have said it better than myself. That is a good account to follow.
Wait, keep it down. I want to hear him scream. Okay, he's going to get stoned.
Well, we're expecting screaming, so we know this is going to be stupid.
Hold on, wait. Don't do it yet. Let me record. I got it. Don't you do it. You won't. Oh shit!
Good God.
Run, Scott! Run! Run! Oh shit! Go! Oh my God! Close the door!
Yeah, they went full stupid. That was pretty cool to see the way they were all on his back as well when he got in, and then he managed to empty the car at the same time. By the way, if you're enjoying this, please don't forget to like and subscribe. The sooner we get those numbers up and get a community built, the sooner I can go on some wildlife trips and mix that into the channel. Oh boy. Poor snake. Yes, that was a lovely little DeKay snake, or brown snake, which is common in sort of the eastern United States. They do eat slugs and worms, and they are economically beneficial, but that one, the poor thing, was advancing its glottis like that at the start because it's choking, it needs a breath. You don't need to restrain a little DeKay snake behind the head, and there's no need to suffocate it. Even though this person obviously had good intentions, it's good to just not handle stuff unless you really know how.
I've been collecting spiders in Washington 54 years. Took me that long to find this one. We found Washington's first known specimen of Amorobius borealis. The nearest place it's been found before is northeastern BC. They make webs that are similar to the funnel webs that are made by the giant house spider, but they're made out of this fuzzy silk. Technically, it's called cribellate silk because it's exuded through a special organ full of tiny little pores called a cribellum that makes it come out in separate little threadlets, which all cluster together around a bigger central thread. And these little threadlets serve to entangle insects' feet.
Now that guy, you can tell he's a genuine brain box. As like a generalist zoologist, I can tell if I spoke to him about spiders in depth, he'd know stuff that just went over my head. For the rest of us who aren't brain boxes, that is a Boreal Laceweaver, which is a cool little spider. And I'll tell you something else, I bet that guy doesn't put spiders on his face for social media. That was awesome as well. That was an orca exploding a sunfish by hitting it with its nose. I'm really not sure exactly how much force you'd need to do that. I guess you could calculate how fast an orca goes and the strike force of its rostrum in newtons. Pretty interesting one if anyone has an idea. There you saw a raccoon preying on an invasive green iguana. It's really interesting because raccoons, people either love them or hate them, right? People see them as cuddly, friendly little pet type animals out in the wild that they can just feed and interact with, or people see them as trash bandits getting in your trash and pissing you off usually. But it's interesting to remember that they can be predators and they'll even take on large prey like that.
I would have, in my wildest dreams, never thought this would happen. There's between 50 and 100 of them, and they're coming after me.
So have you been feeding them?
Of course, everybody. They feed cats. I've got my cats.
They know that you're a source of food, so they'll come right up to you. Have you talked to Fish and
Yeah,
Wildlife?
they said stop feeding them.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
because the only way to get in and out of my house was to throw some food over the back. But I have people willing to trap and euthanize.
Yeah.
I don't need all of them gone. I feel horrific about it.
35 years ago, you first started feeding some raccoons, and then when all of a sudden did it explode like this?
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago, all of a sudden you
Yes.
had like 100 raccoons.
Oh my God. And then I'm told that they will go and tell their friends.
Well, yeah, looks like they did.
To be fair, this lady, she's fed the raccoons for 35 years. And the thing is, fluctuations in the populations of wild animals are not predictable. They can happen once every 2 years, once every 10 years, once every 35 years. Surrounding areas could have a bit of a drought, bit of a scarcity of resources, and the raccoons could be piling into this area and then finding other raccoons leading them to food at her place. So there is nothing that surprises me about a woman feeding raccoons for 35 years and then suddenly having a population explosion of them.
I thought it was dead, but I think it's alive.
This influencer planted a tortoise in a dumpster and pretended to rescue it, and I can prove it's staged.
No, it's definitely moving. What a freaking turtle. Who would do that?
You would, and here's how I know. She posted the name of the store on her story and then took it down because it was close to where she lived.
I posted the store name on my story and people figured out what city I live in, and I live really close to that pet store, so then I took it down.
Which is weird because people were saying that she's been open about what town she lives in anyways. But then she says that they are taking legal action because it's illegal to touch any tortoises like that.
We are taking legal action because it is illegal to do that to a tortoise here. Tortoises are apparently very protected in Arizona.
Native tortoises are very protected in Arizona. That's a leopard tortoise.
So I know this is a bit longer than I usually play, but it's worth sticking with this one because this fake rescue scenario keeps on coming back on social media and it really needs to stop. And for what it's worth, I believe this guy.
Not a native species. It's still animal abuse to put it in a dumpster, but the store didn't do it. You did. Here's more proof.
Yesterday, I talked to their store and they definitely did not take responsibility at all.
I talked to an employee of the store today. Here's their conversation together where she's saying, hey, you're throwing us under the bus and now we're getting review bombed. She says, no, I never mentioned you guys by name. She says, but you used our dumpster. Here's you in the video, and here's a picture of our dumpster.
So this lady is claiming that she found a $200 leopard tortoise in a dumpster. You know, it looks pretty healthy actually when you see the clip. And to me, straight away, you get suspicious because for a pet store, that doesn't make any economic sense. Throwing a $200 tortoise in the trash, even though they don't make most of their money off that. They make their money usually off of vivariums, substrate, food, lighting, heating, all the stuff that goes with keeping a tortoise, right? So that animal, on top of the $200 price tag, there's a whole stack of profit that can be made, and there's no way a pet store would just throw it in the trash. It doesn't make sense when it's still moving around and looking pretty good. That was another AI clip that apparently fooled a lot of people. The immediate thing you notice is that the woman's missing an arm. Well, there are people with missing arms who live full lives, but the fact that a Komodo dragon is supposedly grabbing her t-shirt and the t-shirt is resisting those teeth, that's just not possible. A Komodo dragon could cut through leather with its teeth. Okay, we've seen enough of that one, and I can tell you exactly what's happening there as well. It's not AI, but it is fakes. And what they've done is they've attached a string to that snake, and there's someone off screen pulling it towards the man. The man's kicking it, that's clearly animal abuse, right? But a snake can't levitate. It can rear up, it can move quite quickly, especially some of the slender species, but it can't just levitate like it does a few times there.
And here's what's happening at 5:30. It is the talk of the town in Bellingham. A 7-foot red-tailed boa constrictor has been on the loose, making shoppers at Walmart stop in their tracks.
A 7-foot-long red-tailed boa was said to have
common boa
its way out of its owner's car right here in the parking lot of the Walmart in Bellingham, Mass.
It is possible that they could hide into something, into a car, and I really hope that's not the case.
We've been trying to find the snake's owner, but we could only find a friend who showed up to the parking lot in this black SUV, and they were not happy that we were doing a story on the missing snake.
I've been telling people for years that it's not a great idea to take your snake out in public. When you take into consideration the fluctuations in temperature between its vivarium, your house, your car, outdoors, for store, you're really not doing it any favors, health-wise, right? And then occasionally a mishap like that happens, and what that does is it gives ammunition to the lobbyists who want to ban exotic pets. This looks interesting.
Oh, bando de calça frouxa. Só tem a leste do prato.
Okay, I've already got a bad feeling. Right.
Oh. Bando de calça frouxa, só tem eu, ó.
Once again, a clip of pure idiotic jackassery. That's really annoying as well because it kind of fooled me at first. I thought we were going to see like some incredible foraging technique or something. I think I gave the guy way too much credit early on.
Gary, Gertrude, where are you? Do I have any buddies here tonight? I see some buddies waiting for me. Who's here? Who is that? Who's that coming ashore? Who is that coming ashore? Oh my goodness. That's our cowboy. Hey, cowboy. And then, oh, we've got Grace and Gladys and Gertrude and Gar, and a beautiful sunset. Hi, buddies. Your mama made it.
What a lucky lady. You're not supposed to feed wild animals, but you know, on occasions like that, you can see the temptation, can't you? Who wouldn't love to have some friendly turtles right on their doorstep?
Ryukyu Archipelago, Okinawa is one of the most fascinating destinations in Japan for hopping. Because its islands have been geographically isolated from one another, many reptiles and amphibians developed unique regional forms and distributions. Let me show you some examples today. These are both Japanese coral snakes, but the top is Okinawa Island and Ihaya Island group, and the bottom is Kume Island and Sesoko Island group. Because their habitats are separated by the sea, these two subspecies developed noticeably different appearance and patterns. It happens to a lot of species in Okinawa. This is a typical Okinawan habu displaying the classic yellow body with bold black markings, but there's striped habu, silver habu, golden habu, so on and so forth. Although they belong to the same species, their different distributions and appearance make each one of them worth searching for independently.
That was really cool. That's an account called Wild Herping Japan, and he's really interesting. He gives us many facts as he can per video. He finds lots of fascinating wildlife, and he really showcases the reptiles and amphibians of Japan, which are perhaps something some of us aren't as knowledgeable about. Well, that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to tell me what you think about these in the comments, and I'll be back again next week. Thank you very much.